And today we are going to be making a gluten-free, dairy-free cake. It's an orange Jaffa cake, or orange and chocolate cake. It's really yummy and quite adaptable. I've made it a lot of times for my kids and they always really enjoy it. So we'll just go through the ingredients. Very easy. You've got 500 grams of raw almonds, which we'll be grinding up in our Optimum 9900. 500 grams of sugar. We have 3 oranges that I have boiled for about, probably about an hour to an hour and a half. So they just go squishy, like, I don't know if you can see, they're very squidgy now, but the whole orange. So we're going to be blending up the whole orange, the seeds, the skin, the whole thing. So they go all squishy, and then just let them cool down so you don't cook your batter before you're ready. We have 6 eggs and half a cup of raw cacao, or you could just use normal cocoa powder, that's fine. So the first thing that we're going to do is grind up our 500 grams of raw almonds and then put that aside, blend up the other ingredients together, and then add the almonds back in at the end. So let's give this one a go. Right. And I'll use my tamper just in case. So I'll switch it to on. So you can see that the almonds are, let me just pick up the camera, are totally ground up in there. So I probably should have not done all 500 at once, I now realise. I'm in the blender, but that's okay. I'll probably do half and half at a time. Alright, so I'll just tip that into another container and put that aside, because we don't want to make almond butter with it. Here we go. Just get it all out. And in fact, it doesn't matter if you leave a little bit left in the bottom, because we're just going to blend the rest of it up anyway. Okay, so we've got a little bit left in the bottom. Next I'm going to put in the eggs. So 6 eggs, 500 grams of sugar. Oh, missed a bit there. Okay, and then we'll mix that up. This is a really quick and easy cake, and it keeps really well. Okay, now we're going to add our oranges. I'm just going to cut them in half to make it a bit easier. Okay. The good thing about this cake is it actually gets better with age. It's one of those cakes, so if you make this, you really need to probably refrigerate it for a good few hours after you've cooked it, just to let it all settle. And then when it has, it comes out fantastically. It's really, really moist. And it keeps that well for days, like right to the last slice. You could leave it in the fridge for 5 days. It will be exactly the same. It's great. put the almonds back in and then we're done. Now, because we have ground the almonds up rather than buying almond meal, it is a very, very moist cake. When I do it with fresh almonds like I've done today, I add half a cup of either the cocoa or raw cacao. If you were just using almond meal that you bought from the store, I'd probably suggest that, well, you can still put cocoa into it, but it will be a little bit of a drier cake, because of course all of the almond meal is it hasn't dried out in the factory, so it's a lot more moist than if you just bought almond meal. So I use the raw cacao to kind of dry out the cake a little bit so it's not really, really overly squishy. Alright, here we go. So you can see it's a very wet batter and very smooth. Now we will pour it into a pre-lined springform tin. I strongly suggest you use a springform tin. Yeah, I strongly suggest it, or else it's just not going to come out as well, and you really need to line it. Okay, it makes a lot of cake. Alright, we'll come back when it's done and I'll show you what it looks like. Beautiful, gluten-free, dairy-free, almond, chocolate, Jaffa cake. Okay, here we are with the finished Jaffa cake. It came out beautifully. I cooked it at 185 degrees Celsius. It came out as quite a large cake, as you can see. I had quite a large springform tin. It took about 35 to 40 minutes, but it could even go, depending on the size of your tin, even up to an hour. It's very, very moist. Beautiful. I've served it up with some whipped cream. You can see what it looks like there, so give it a go. It's a fantastic cake. As I said, it keeps really well in the fridge. You can make it in advance. You can even make it as cupcakes. I've done it as cupcakes and cooked them in silicone muffin pans, and they come out beautifully. So there you go, gluten-free, dairy-free, orange, almond and chocolate Jaffa cake. Enjoy!